Hi there, welcome to Imagination Television. I am Indu Pokhrel. Today on Imagination, we begin with another episode of Random and Related by Aparna Ramaswamy, Shloka with Shriya, segments from India Culture Coordination Community's Independence Day celebration, community announcements and what's on, clips from a rehearsal for the upcoming Miss India DC pageant, and more from Caesar Productions DC South Asian Film Festival.
Good morning, I'm Aparna Ramaswamy. What is a healing tradition? We have several healing traditions in the world. We have some that deal with physical well-being, that generate physical well-being, acupuncture, acupressure. We have several that deal with mental well-being. We have the practices of dance and music and art that have a healing practice. What is a good framework to employ that is kind of like a rubric to follow? My personal rubric is the Ashtanga rubric. I am not a Hatha Yoga practitioner, but the Ashtanga Yoga rubric has elements that I find I'm able to use both in psychotherapy, in dance, where I'm able to integrate several things, where you have the ethical and moral observances of ahimsa, satya, asteya, not coveting what is not yours, being truthful, being honest, constantly improving yourself, accepting what happens, not necessarily complacent, but an attitude of self-surrender. Those are values that I find we build a lot in cognitive behavioral interventions and behavioral modification. When we come to person-centered, existential kind of psychotherapy, we talk about understanding who the self is, who you are in relation to your family, to your community, to the larger cosmos, to your existential cosmic identity. We talk about all of that, and that is the yama niyama aspects of Ashtanga Yoga. When we come to the asana and pranayama aspect of it, that is where the Indian arts come in. If you're able to combine whatever you understand cognitively with movement, with music, with integration of all of your physical body and your mind, we attend to the entire harmony and integration of our physical self and our mind. At that moment in harmony, we find a lot of the symptoms that manifest this disharmony, such as attention deficit, anxiety, depression, all of those symptoms seem to get controlled. And then when you move into the dharana concept of having concentration, having a focus, we then move into that meditative zone that dance and music and mantra japam already facilitate for us. So the healing tradition that is good to bear in mind is, while reading, while talking, while all of these cognitive skills are very important to understand and behavioral discipline is very important to follow, also add elements that you already have in your life. Some of you may say, after I go for a jog, I just feel so wonderful. Some of you may say, when I listen to music at the end of the day, I feel so good. Some may say, when I dance, when I watch dancing, I'm so rested, I'm such meditative space. Whatever is your physical practice that allows your body to be settled, employ that practice. And moving towards a space where you can forget about whatever is happening in your physical world, in your time and space, and be able to immerse yourself in what you're doing, whether it is reading a book, whether it is dancing, whether it is music, whatever is your practice of yoga, follow that mindfully so you are able to integrate your physical self and your emotional and mental self with all that exists above you. In that space is where healing happens. And I find that this is mirrored for us in many of the healing practices in world traditions. It is especially mirrored for us in dancing and music. My way of doing it is Indian dancing, Indian music, when you are able to see the healing that happens as a spontaneous result of it. It's not the goal, it's just the byproduct. When you are engaging in practices that you have the discipline to follow, I feel that we have a very universal and very effective healing tradition model that embraces Western, Eastern, whatever practices that exist in the world. I hope you've enjoyed these explorations. I look forward to hearing more from you on these random and related topics.